afternoon, dear students. This is your Sudha ma'am. Welcome to the second session of lesson 6, that is reproduction, the generating system. In our previous session, we have learnt about different types of asexual reproduction like fission, budding, regeneration, fragmentation, and vegetative propagation. In this session, we are going to learn about spore formation, sexual reproduction in males, and structure of sperms. Let us start our session. Spore formation is a mode of asexual reproduction. Rhizopus produces hundreds of microscopic reproductive units called spores. Rhizopus is a fungus which generally grows on bread. When the spore case, that is sporangium, bursts, the spores spread into the air. These airborne spores land on food or soil under favorable conditions like damp and warm conditions. They germinate and produce new individual. If the conditions are favorable like air, warmth, then air, moisture and warmth, then these spores germinate into new individuals. And most of the fungus like Rhizopus, Mucor, etc., and some bacteria and non-flowering plants like ferns and mosses reproduce by the method of spore formation. To observe the spores, let's perform the small activity. Take a bread piece and leave it for 2 or 3 days provided with moisture, air and warmth. After 2 to 3 days, we can observe whitish thread-like growth with masses of black, grey or green fine dotted structures. And we can prepare a slide with these samples and observe under microscope. And the materials required for this are the mold sample, plain glass slide, cover slip, water and disposable gloves. And procedure: place a drop of water in the center of the slide. Using a toothpick, scrape very little of the mold and place it on the drop of water. Take a cover slip and place it carefully on this drop of water which contain this sample. Use the corner of a tissue paper or blotting paper to blot up any excess water at the edges of the cover slip. View the slide with a compound microscope. First observe under low power, then in high power. Observation: the common bread mold consists of fine thread-like structures called sporangia, and each sporangia consists of hundreds of minute spores. When the sporangium bursts, the tiny spores are dispersed into the air, and with the favorable conditions, they germinate into the individuals. Coming to sporophyll. The fern leaves are called sporophylls and they also produce spores. And if you observe the fern leaf carefully, the lower surface of the leaf contain a cluster of dot-like structures called sporangia, and these sporangia contain spores. If we gently rupture the sporangia with the help of a needle, we can observe the spores by using a magnifying lens. Now coming to the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is a way of reproduction where fusion of gametes takes place by a process called fertilization. So in sexual reproduction, the two parents are involved and they produce gametes, and the fusion of gametes is called fertilization. Fertilization may occur either outside of the body of the mother, that is external fertilization, or inside the body of the mother, that is internal fertilization. The eggs of land animals are fertilized inside the body of the mother. The fertilized eggs start dividing and growing into the embryo. Example, reptiles and birds where the internal fertilization takes place, but the development of the baby takes place externally. And external fertilization is common in aquatic animals like fishes and amphibians, where the female lays vast number of eggs in water and the male relays some millions of sperms on them in water. As the chances of fertilization is controlled by nature, which occur externally, hence it is inevitable to give rise a vast number of eggs and sperms, that is gametes. So, in this fertilization, as it is taking externally, the female and male, they have to release huge number of eggs and sperms so that at least some of them will be fertilized. Coming to the reproduction, sexual reproduction in mammals. Male reproductive system. The male reproductive system includes a pair of testes, scrotum, sperm duct, that is vas deferens, sex glands and penis. All these organs work together to produce sperms, male gamete, that is male gamete, and other components of semen. And let us study these organs one by one. Testis, a pair of oval shaped organs masked in a pouch called scrotum. So, the testes are placed in a bag like structure called scrotum, and they are responsible for the production of sperms and the male hormone called testosterone. So, testes produce the sperms, which are the male gametes, and a male hormone called testosterone. And this testosterone is responsible for secondary sexual characters in male, like the growth of body hair and facial hair like mustache and beard and genital hair, deepening of voice, enlargement of penis, etc. Scrotum. It is a sac-like organ that hangs below the penis and behind it. It is the houses of the testicles or testis and maintains a temperature that is required for the production of sperm by it. The scrotum helps in maintaining low temperature of the testis, that is generally about 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrade, lower than the body temperature, which is necessary for the production of sperms. Vas deferens. The sperms produced in the testes are stored in a tube called epididymis. Here the sperms get matured and passes to the urethra through the muscular tube called vas deferens. So, the vas deferens is the tube which transfers the sperms from testis to urethra. Accessory glands. These include three glands, namely seminal vesicles, prostate gland and Cowper's gland. These are the three glands associated with male reproductive system. And the secretions of these three glands mix to form a fluid called semen, a white gelatinous substance liquid called semen. Semen nourishes the sperm and it increases the volume and helps in lubrication. Penis. Penis is the cylindrical tube which serves as a reproductive organ and excretory organ. It serves two functions, that is reproductive organ and excretory organ, because it excretes urine and at the same time it helps in the reproduction. It delivers sperms into the vagina. The main function of the penis is delivers the sperms into the vagina during sexual intercourse. And coming to the structure of sperms. Generally, the sperms consists of a head, a middle piece, and the tail. The head area or acrosome contains enzymes which help the sperm to penetrate into the egg during fertilization. The acrosome is a sharp structure which help it to penetrate into the egg or ovum. And mitochondria is the present in the middle piece and it acts like a powerhouse of the cell. And there are several mitochondria available in the middle piece and they provide the ability to navigate in the female genital tract. And the tail helps in the locomotion. And the nucleus which is present in the head carries 23 chromosomes. That is briefly about the structure of sperms. Let us summarize today's topics. Today we have studied about the spore formation which is in asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction in male and structure of sperms. That's all for today. Meet you in the next session. Thank you.